So I saw this late last night when I was wrapping up my video for RoboCop Rogue City, my review for the PS5 version. If you haven't checked that video out, please do. That was an intense experience. Freaking absolutely love that game. So yeah, I'll put a link down below. But yeah, when I saw this, I was scratching my head. What's going on? So I wanted to take a look at this with you guys. I mean, Digital Eclipse is a company that's been around for a long time. And I felt like I know they worked with Atari with the Atari 50th anniversary celebration, collection. I know they worked with them on it, but that was Digital Eclipse putting that package together. And the way I saw it was like, man, Digital Eclipse, they know how to celebrate, the history of a company more than the actual company does. Atari's a shell of its former self. It's just a holding company, essentially. It's not really Atari. It's just the company who bought the name and owns everything with Atari. It's not like the original people or anything like that. And if you could look past that, fine. If not, fine as well, I guess. But Digital Eclipse is now owned by Atari. What does that mean? So we do have a press release and Digital Eclipse FAQ here. We'll take a quick look at that in a moment. But they announced this late last night, like 9-10 hours ago. And I'm just like, man, what does this mean for the future of Digital Eclipse? These guys did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, the Disney Classic collection, the Saturday afternoon, whatever it was called, SNK 40th anniversary collection, Mega Man Legacy collection, Street Fighter 30th anniversary, and the Atari 50th the anniversary collection. Which they state right here has been labeled as the new gold standard for game compilations. I said that too. I know plenty of people did. Like Digital Eclipse knocked it out of the park, but I always get worried when a company, especially a small company, Digital Eclipse may be like, are they a household name? Maybe not so. Maybe for a lot of us retro gamers or people who love this kind of stuff, it's a name that we all recognize and love to a certain degree, if you have that emotion within you. But they're a small company. And I get fearful when a small company gets bought up by a bigger company. What could happen? You're seeing it all the time. And I'm hoping for the best here. I really am. I hope this partnership, this agreement to, being acquired by Atari, I hope this brings them more, work that they could do, more resources. I really hope this is a huge positive. But you just see so many times these companies, these small studios who get bought by these big companies where I don't care the name, Digital Eclipse, great. Like it instills something in me, the quality and what they do, but it's the people behind the company that is really where the value is at. Is it just the name? To me, it's only a very tiny piece of it. It's the people who are there, who've built this company up, who've done the work. And a lot of times what happens is people leave these companies when they get acquired. Over time, companies, things don't work out. Oh, well, their investment didn't work out, or it didn't go as planned, or maybe they had unrealistic expectations. Who knows? And then people wind up, losing their jobs, or they have dissolved the company. Like all sorts of weird, crazy things could happen. And I really hope none of that happens here. I hope it just stays like normal business for Digital Eclipse, but there's definitely going to be that worry for a lot of people who have appreciated what they've done. But they do talk down here about the pricing. The purchase price of Digital Eclipse will consist of an initial consideration of $6.5 million payable at the closing of the acquisition, of which $4 million in cash, then $2.5 million in newly issued Atari shares. Is that like, I don't know. Is Soulja Boy still own Atari, like his claims? I don't know. These guys, Atari, all the funky crap that they've done. I know there's a lot of fans out there. I grew up with Atari, but this is not Atari. This is not Atari from the late 70s and 80s. It's not. It's some company out in France or wherever that bought the name and has had weird partnerships in the past of, I don't know. We've talked about all that, in videos over the years, all the weird things that Atari's done, the NFTs, the cryptocurrency, the casino. There are a lot of weird things, man. So that's why I'm kind of concerned. But that 2.5 million in newly issued Atari shares, like, I don't know, man. I'd rather have that in cash, dude. So, and it says as well as a remaining earnout of up to 13.5 million payable in cash over the next 10 years based on future performance of Digital Eclipse. Perform or don't get paid. Kind of crazy, but that's just the way it is, right? 6.5 million, man. We could have crowdfunded this. We could have owned Digital Eclipse, man. I don't know. Like sometimes the way I look at it, and it's just the way I look at it. Everybody's gonna look at things differently, dude. But if I had like a company and it like got to a certain point where another company would buy you out and like whoever, whatever cash payments you would personally get from it, if it was like, hey, I'm set for life, like go ahead, burn this company down to the ground, dude. Like that's a possibility. Some people do that, man. And it's just, I really hope for the best. I really hope for the best. So they just talk about the financing, which we just kind of mentioned, and then about Atari. I don't care. We know about Atari. But the FAQ here, let's go through this real quick. As of this week, Digital Eclipse is part of the Atari family. Now what? So why? We're a small studio with big dreams. Atari's a legendary publisher with a new spirit. How cute. How cute. We love working on Atari 50 together, and absolutely gold standard, amazing. Like that's the museum of retro game compilations. Like they knocked that out of the park. There's no denying it. I rant and raved about that collection when it came out, and I did my review or my impressions of the game. Amazing, right? They do amazing work. So where were we at? The why. So they say it looked like a great way for both organizations to accomplish a lot of our future goals better and faster. Is Digital Eclipse only allowed to work on Atari properties now? This is the big one for a lot of people. Let me zoom up a little bit. It's business as usual. We were certainly happy to have greater access to Atari's fantastic library. We still have the freedom to seek out projects with other parties. In addition to recent releases like Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord and the making of Karateka, Digital Eclipse has a lot of unannounced projects in the work that do not involve Atari IP. And those will carry on as planned. The future is wide open. We believe partnering with Atari will bring about even more opportunities. I hope that's the case, but sometimes it's not the case. Like I'm looking at it from all different angles. Like I said, really hope the best here, but it could be like, you're owned by one company. It could be another company. It's like, screw those guys. Like we're not going to license our property. We're not going to work with them. It could happen. It could. I hope it doesn't, but it could happen. Anything else I should know? They talk about FIG investing. I haven't looked into that, but what happens to your investment? The funds will still be used to develop a slate of products or projects, and the dividend schedule for investors remains unchanged. So anything else? To us, the future is bright and unwritten. We're excited. We will have more news to share in the future. Thank you for your continued support. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Everybody's going to have a different interpretation. I'd like Atari as far as a piece of history, but the realization that they're just a company. I mean, every company's out there to make money, just the way it goes, but they're not, Atari's been through some shit, man. And Digital Eclipse is now part of that. Like, they're owned by Atari. Hopefully, Atari takes care to not taint them and allow them to continue just doing what they're doing. That way, after talking about this, whoever wants to talk about Digital Eclipse being owned by Atari, hopefully that's just an afterthought. Nobody thinks about it anymore because it's just business as usual. Let's hope for the best. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.